It's an odd feeling, starting out on a trip that no one has bothered to travel on for more than 70 years. I guess the reason that the Spidell River is no longer a popular canoe trip is obvious though. No route map exists, the portages have been overgrown for years. Probably the most noteworthy is that the entire route points upstream, against the current. So, retracing this lost canoe route basically went against all logic. The Spidell River is situated just east of Lake Superior, with the route itself leading to remote Megisan Lake, home of some of the largest stands of old-growth white pine in North America.
Well, this canoe route back in the 1930s was a main canoe route, but they didn't have that many beavers back then. There's lots of them now. In fact, this morning I went over 14 dams. I love the idea that there are beavers are back in this country, but this morning I'm not really liking beavers too well. Number 15 coming up.
Along the Spidell, there are as many types of beaver dams as there are beavers. There is the average lift over and drag type. Then there's I think I can make it type. And of course, there's the ones that look innocent enough. At least, at first glance anyway.
Oh.
But even the worst beaver dam seems like nothing compared to a giant log jam. Especially one that has no obvious way around it.
Ah!
I think it's a given that all hardships come with some type of reward. And I think having an entire river to yourself is one of the best.
Well, it's kind of refreshing traveling upstream today. It's pretty hot out. And it's the only way to get there, so why not?
Of course, on this river it seems that the hardships far outnumber the rewards, especially when you try to cross a portage that no longer exists.
The portages were here in the 1930s. It's all I've got to go on. And there's a couple of axe marks on the tree that look like 1930-ish stuff. But these aren't portages, it's just basic bushwhacking, carrying the canoe through the bush. And that's it. And I gotta camp. I gotta find a campsite. Oh. Well, it's flat. Okay, well, it's getting late and there was no sight at all. I just had to have to stop because I was completely exhausted and just had to make camp. So this is it for the night. The one thing I'm really worried about though, I think everybody knows you're not supposed to camp under a hanging tree like this. Problem is there's hanging trees everywhere around here, and I got to make the call. I got to say, okay, well this is the spot, and hopefully that tree has been creaking like that for years. It hasn't fallen yet, and it won't fall tonight.
finally, Megisan Lake. It's a place where wilderness still exists and ancient forests still remain. With straight trunks standing 10 stories tall and over 3 feet wide, these ancient pine were prized as masts for the British Navy. It was the remoteness of Megisan Lake itself that initially saved the giant 300-year-old pine from the logger's axe.
8 days, 68 kilometers, 28 portages. I worked really hard to get here, and that's my payback. It's fantastic.
One should never underestimate the rewards of taking the road less traveled.